What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Zeb, and welcome to the Rehab Christian Center Tuesday. I was about to say Sunday, Tuesday Life Study Experience, and I am grateful to be here with you tonight. Listen, I've got a very powerful lesson that I cannot wait to share with you. What's going on, Brother Antonio? To all of you that I do see popping in the room, if you would go ahead and start getting in. As you get in, make sure you say good evening to everybody in the room, in whatever chat area or social media network you're connected to. Say good evening. And I want to get right into this lesson tonight. This is a very powerful lesson, and I'm going to use some personal experience to help make it make sense. And just grateful to be here tonight, and hopefully praying that you've had a phenomenal week so far. It is just Tuesday. It has been a blur of a 48 hours. I declare it's just been a blur. But I hope all of you have been having a blessed week, and that all is well with each of you concerning your lives, your families, your careers, and everything concerning you. So thank you again for tuning in. Now, let's get through the networks really quickly because I want to get into the lesson. I've got to hop off tonight and got so much more work I've got to get done tonight, but I cannot wait to share this message, this lesson with you, a very practical lesson that I'm going to share with you. And tonight we are talking from the subject, why scared people are not happy. All right. Why scared people are not happy. And many of us are already very familiar with what the Bible says spiritually about fear. And that's great. But I want to give you some very practical things, really 3 practical things that I want you to remember about fear that I think will help you in a tremendous way tonight. And again, it's going to be practical. You know how we do. But I'm grateful to be here. Good evening. I see people saying good evening. Certainly good evening to everyone that's saying good evening. Thank you for tuning in. If you have not already, start sharing this video. I want to go through our 3 networks really quickly. I'm going to go through our 3 networks really quickly, and then I want to dive right into this message tonight. Facebook, good evening to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are tuned in via Facebook, thank you for joining us on Facebook. Do me a favor, like this video. If you're on Facebook, hold down the like button, turn it to a love button. That gives us some extra boost on social media. And then hit that share button, hit that @ symbol, and tag 5 people and tell them to tune in tonight. Would you do that? If you're on Facebook, hit that like button, hold it down, turn it to a love button, hit that share button, hit that @ symbol, and tag 5 of your friends and tell them to tune in tonight. We would really appreciate it. This is going to be a very powerful message. They are always very practical, but this is another very practical one. And I'm excited to teach it tonight. Why scared people are not happy. And I can't wait to teach it. I'm excited to be teaching this lesson, and just grateful that all of you are joining us tonight. So thank you, Facebook. Instagram, good evening to you. Thank you so much. Those of you that are tuned in on Instagram already, thank you for tuning in. If you're on Instagram, fill it up with hearts. Do me a favor, hit that @ symbol. Tell all of our late members and visitors to come on and join in quickly because this is going to be a blessed message tonight. Thank you for tuning in via Instagram. Also, make sure you say good evening in the chat area. But if you would, just tag 5 people. Thank those of you that are watching live. Those of you that are watching the replay, I really appreciate you tuning in, and certainly hope that this this lesson is a blessing to you. We call it life study for a reason, because while we share so many biblical and spiritual principles, we do it in a way that is very practical to your life, and that is hopefully very meaningful to your life that you can apply to your life. And so if you are tuned in, get ready tonight. This is going to be another very practical lesson because we're going to deal with this concept of fear and why people allow fear to drive them and how dangerous it is to allow fear to drive your life. It's going to be powerful and can't wait to share it. YouTube, good evening. Those of you that are tuned in via YouTube, thank you for tuning in. I think we may have had some technical challenges Sunday with YouTube, which I'm really shocked. That never happens. And so if you attempted to tune in on Sunday via YouTube and could not find us, I apologize. I don't know what was going on. I just noticed it as I was checking all of the replays to make sure everything was clear. And I think we had some challenges there, but thank you. Those of you that tune in on YouTube for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel quickly, hit that bell notification icon so you can be notified every time we are live, and then tag 5 people and share this video. Tell them to tune in tonight. I am talking from the subject, why scared people aren't happy. Why scared people are not happy. And this is going to be another big one. And I'm excited to share it with you because this is going to be a very practical, fast, but practical lesson on fear. And I can't tell you, through so many of my coaching sessions that I have with clients, people that I work with in professional spaces, I cannot tell you the number of people that are being moved in a negative way by fear. Fear is normal, but when we allow fear to impact how we move and how we operate, then fear then begins to consume us. And anytime fear consumes us, then fear, when it consumes us, keeps us from living our best life. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to be honest and keep it 100 with you. Many of you are simply not living your best life because you are living your most afraid life. You're living your most scary life. And we got to deal with this tonight. And I'm going to give you tonight 3 practical things to remember about fear. All right. I'm going to give you 3 practical things to remember about fear. And going to throw some scriptures out there as well for those of you that like to go back and read the Bible and maybe find a biblical, spiritual reference as it relates to fear and how we handle fear, how we approach fear. I'm going to give you some of those references as well. And so, moderators, I'm going to have you pretty busy tonight because I want to throw a lot of biblical references out there for people that do want to record this and go back and like to incorporate this into their study sessions. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 practical things to remember about fear. And then I'm going to give you a lot of scriptures on how to face, how to address, how to overcome fear. But again, we're going to deal with the subject tonight: why scared people are not happy. Listen, I don't care what you see on social media. I don't care how many selfies they post with smiles. I don't care how happy and excited they look. Anybody who is living their life in a space called fear is not happy. It's impossible. It is impossible for you to be happy if you're living in the space called fear, because the reality is you're not living even your own life. You're not even living your own life. So it is impossible for you to be happy with life if you're not even living your own life, because you're not living, or you're living rather, in a space called fear. When you live in fear, it is impossible to live the life that's been designed for you. And normally, people who live in fear are not living their lives. They are living the lives of somebody else. They are living the interests of somebody else. They are living the desires of somebody else. And I'm here to tell you, one of the greatest compliments you're going to have in this season, family hit me up. I got a very nice video. It's Pastoral Appreciation Month, and I've been getting videos every day from members, and it's been very encouraging. The board, I think different people have put this together. It's been very encouraging. But one of the things in the exchange with this family that I was sharing today, one of the things they said to me that really blessed me, and I think it's one of the greatest compliments you can have in this season or any season of your life, is that, Pastor, you look real happy. And let me tell you something. When you're not living in fear, it influences everything. It influences your happiness. It influences your demeanor. It influences your posture. It influences the way people receive you. It influences what you gain out of your life. And again, I'm here to tell you, you got to stop living on the edge of safety and start diving in and not allowing fear to influence you. Fear for many of you has influenced your ability, your career. It has influenced your relationships. It has influenced your real happiness. It has influenced many of the business decisions you've made. It has influenced many of the educational and career decisions you've made. You've allowed yourself to be influenced by fear. And I'm here to tell you, you cannot let fear drive your decisions. You cannot let fear drive your life. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 things to remember about fear. All right. 3 practical things to remember about fear. And again, if you have not shared this video, I want you to share this video with everybody you know. Say good evening in the chat area, and let's get started. Look at this. Thing number 1 I want you to remember about fear is this. Record this. This is going to be so practical tonight, but this is going to be good. All right. Number 1, first thing I want you to remember about fear is this. It is always the devil's tool to make you panic, keep you still, or move you backwards. That's a lot, moderators. I want to say it again. This is the first thing I want you to remember about fear. Fear is always the devil's tool to make you panic, keep you still, or move you backwards. Fear is always the devil's tool to make you panic, to keep you still, or to move you backwards. Fear, again, last time, is the devil's tool to make you panic, keep you still, or to move you backwards. This is powerful because when you understand the real purpose of fear, you understand that fear is really designed to paralyze you and stop your progress. That's all I'm trying to say. Fear is designed to paralyze you and to stop your progress. Not only is it designed to paralyze you and stop your progress, the other thing that fear does is fear, when it paralyzes you, when it stops your progress, fear then keeps you from living and operating in true happiness. And again, when you're not living in true happiness, when you have allowed fear to stop you and paralyze your progress, then you can never get to a place where you can say, I'm winning. Listen, y'all, I wouldn't give $2 for any of these people out here screaming they winning, but all they really doing in their life is settling. I just gave y'all a word. People that are screaming, I'm winning, but all they're doing is settling because of fear. You're not winning, sis. You're not winning if all you do is allow yourself to settle because of fear. You do understand. You may not have understood before tonight, but you're about to understand now. Anytime you allow fear to change your mind, you are settling. Are y'all listening to me? Anytime. Thanks, Nick. Good to see you. Anytime you allow fear to change your mind, you are settling. I don't care what it is. If you allow fear to change your mind about going back to school, you are settling for the degrees or the education you already got. If you allow fear to change your mind about pursuing the opportunity, the career opportunity that really aligns with your passion instead of what you went to school for, you are settling for the job that pays your bills instead of settling or going after the career that aligns with your happiness. You're settling. If you allow fear to cause you not to pursue the relationship that's really beneficial to you, that's fruitful for you, that's productive, that's good for you, that's going to be great for your future because of what people think, how people are going to treat you, what people are going to think, you are settling for baloney instead of eating the steak that's been designed for you. And anytime you go for less in a relationship, you're settling. You're settling. You're not winning. So y'all got to chill with this noise. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. But all of your decisions are settles. If all of your decisions are settles because of fear, you ain't winning. You settling. Pastor's not being mean. Pastor's being honest. You got to stop calling a win. You got to stop calling a settle a win. That's a good word. I think you should record that. We got to stop calling a settle a win. No, baby. When you settle, you settle. You ain't winning nothing. Consolation prizes are not winning. Second place is not first place. Third place is not first place. But bologna will never be steak. I don't care. Spam will never be steak. I don't care how you slice it, how you dice it. Anything less than what it is that you desire, what it is that you know you deserve, if you shun from that in the name of fear, you didn't win, you settle. And a settle is not a win. Some of y'all are out here in false advertisement because you put a post and you text your friends and you do all this stuff and say, man, I'm really winning, I'm really winning. But when you go back and look over your life, ask yourself a simple question. Of all the decisions that you made, have you made decisions that were the best decisions for you, regardless of what opinion, regardless of circumstance, regardless of fear, regardless of panic, regardless of worry? Have you made the decisions that were best for you, or did you make decisions to appease others? Did you make decisions because it made you more comfortable? Because a comfortable decision ain't always a great decision. A comfortable decision sometimes is just a comfortable decision. I've discovered that when God wants to do something great in you, sometimes the decision is uber uncomfortable. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes when it comes to fear and what God is trying to do in your life, oftentimes the decisions that you have to make concerning those things are very uncomfortable. They're very uncomfortable. Let's face it. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And some of us are making some of us are making decisions about things, and we're not making honest decisions about those things. We are settling in the name of fear. We're settling in the name of a panic, and we are calling a settle a win. And I'm here to tell you that uber uncomfortable. Absolutely. They're very uncomfortable. Anytime God's going to do something significant in your life, normally it comes with a large level of discomfort. Let me give you Bible. Moderators, I need you to record this. Psalms 27, verse 1. Put that in the comments quickly. Psalms 27, verse 1. Psalms 56, 3 through 4. Psalms 27, verse 1. Psalms 56, 3 through 4. This is for those of you that want some supplemental reading on fear. All right. I'm going to give you some things tonight. All right. Psalms 27, verse 1. Psalms 56, verse 3 through 4. All right. Record those two. And here's the third verse I want you to record in the comments so that everybody watching can get it. You all can record it. If you're not moderating, that's fine. Those of you watching the replay that can get it. Here's the third and the big one I want you to record, especially as it relates to how we face fear. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 45. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 45. 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 45. I want you to note that verse because that text is the story of David and Goliath. It is the greatest and easiest story to understand about the rewards of going after something that everybody else is scared of. Can I help y'all? Folks ain't out here becoming millionaires and billionaires because they're doing what everybody else is doing. People are out here becoming millionaires and billionaires because somebody has to have the guts somewhere to go out here and do something that everybody else did not have the guts or the thoughts or the courage to go out and do. Again, if this stuff was easy, everybody would be doing it. If the things that you have desired and imagined for your life were easy, everybody would be doing it. There's a reason why everybody's not doing it. And so you've got to understand that David, and I don't have time to deal with this, but man, this is a lesson, and I may teach this lesson Sunday. This is a powerful lesson. The story of David and Goliath, we know the story about the stones and he threw the rocks and the giant dies and all this stuff. That's the part that everybody knows. What I like about the story of David and Goliath, and is really going with what Miss Sonay is saying here about talking about I need more guts. That's a very honest confession, because what makes the story about David and Goliath very powerful is what happens before the fight. See, before the fight, this is important. Before the fight between David and Goliath, you've got to remember, David is a little kid. David's a little kid. And not only is he a little kid, he's fighting a giant, watch, that everybody is scared of. I don't have time to teach this like I want to. I really want to teach this bad. David is a young man who's fighting a giant that everybody is scared of. Watch this. And they're so scared that Goliath's voice, Goliath's threats were enough to run everybody else away. There's a whole word in this. I don't have time to teach it all, but let me give you a little bit to whet your appetite. Never run from anything that's talking more than it's doing. I don't have time to deal with this. Never run from anything that does more talking than doing. Some of y'all, I think I may teach this Sunday. Some of y'all running from career changes, and the folks you listening to are the folks that's talking who've been working for the same company for the last 45 years. Of course, they're going to tell you not to leave. They already got their gold jacket and their retirement plan. So you listening to people who do more talking than doing. Some of y'all have not pursued relationships and friendships with people that are beneficial, that can change your whole life. Why? because you worried about people that's talking. Have you ever noticed that people who don't want you to pursue certain relationships or friendships that are good ones? I ain't talking about these raggedy, ratchet ones out here, but the good ones that are good, solid, with good, solid people. You ever notice that most of the people that's discouraging you from new relationships and new friendships are people who don't have them themselves? Talk. You should never run from anything in your life whose bark is louder than its bite. And some of y'all let the words that people speak get to you so much that the words and the opinions and the perspectives of people shake you so much that it keeps you on the sideline and you're crazy. You crazy. Because you know what I found out about words? Words don't pay bills. I ain't got no help. Mm-mm. Words ain't gonna pay your bills. Words ain't gonna heal your body. Words ain't gonna love you when you need love. Words ain't gonna give you a promotion when you need a promotion at work. Words ain't gonna never do none of that. Words don't do nothing. And y'all are more concerned about people talking than things that's doing. And understand this: it's a valuable lesson in that story of David and Goliath. I may just go ahead and teach that for Sunday. It's a powerful lesson because it is a reminder to us that you better not let what you hear be greater than what's happening to you. You better not let what people say be greater than what people can do to you. Because most of the people that's talking can't put up. They got to shut up. Words don't pay bills. Opinions don't pay bills. An opinion has never paid a bill. When I paid my Duke Energy bill yesterday, I did not dial the number. No, go online. And when it asked for my card number, I didn't put in there what y'all thought about me. Because if I would have put in the card section what y'all thought about me, it would have came back, I don't understand. There's an error, decline, because it don't pay no bills. And y'all are so concerned about talk. David watched other people get scared at this man running his mouth about what he was going to do to them. And David looking around like, why y'all scared of this? He just talking. And even if he could do everything that he said he could do, it's one thing to put up, talk up. It's another thing to put up. Never let people talk you out of your destiny. Never let people talk you out of your destiny. Yeah, you can get advice from single folk. You can get advice from divorced folk. You can get advice from people like that from your relationship. But let me tell you something. You better make sure they single and happy. You better, this is practical stuff. You better make sure they divorced and happy. Because divorced and miserable folks, single and miserable folks will have you single for the rest of your life. Nah, child, he ain't no good for you. Meanwhile, they thinking to themselves, I wish I had a shot. And you sit up there with your big rockhead self and you let people talk you out of great relationships because it don't look a certain way, or that's not what they would have chosen for you. You're crazy. You never win settling for less. I don't care what it is. Relationships, careers, jobs, finances, business, whatever. You never win settling for less. You will always stay the same when you play it safe. And that's what fear does. Fear is designed to get you to play it safe. You can never experience new things. Listen, you can never experience, and meanwhile, they want what you have. That's a whole word, Elder. And I mean everything. They want your career. They want your man. They want your woman. They talking you out of all of this stuff. And meanwhile, they sit back wishing they had it. Don't be an idiot. Stop letting people talk you out of the thing that you know you desire, the thing that's great for you, the thing that aligns with your perfect future. Stop. Y'all stop. Because again, great experiences are on the other side of fear. Y'all saw the flyer. I know y'all saw the flyer. See if they can get it up. I know y'all saw the flyer. When I went skydiving, it was about a month ago or so. Let me tell you something. I have never in my life experienced anything like that in my life. And it was an amazing experience. Well, was it scary? Yeah. Yeah, I had some of my homeboys trying to joke me. I said, if you got up there, got scared. I did. I did. I've flown on many planes. I've never flown on an airplane that had a rolling door and no seats. Literally two benches, and you're sitting with 13 other people, and you're sitting connected to each other on a rolling door plane. And they literally got to altitude and rolled the door open. No, I ain't never. Yeah, I was scared. I'm not gonna act like I want no punk in that moment. I wanted to look at the pilot and say, I changed my mind. Psych, punked, that kind of. No, I was scared because that was a different experience. But let me tell you something. The devil's job is to keep you from experiencing great things. And he knows that the only thing that's separating many of you, catch this whole word, the only thing that's separating many of you from some of the greatest experiences of your life and the life you're living now is fear. Fear is the only thing that's keeping you from the greatest experiences, the greatest careers, the greatest relationships, the greatest friendships, the greatest business moves. The only thing that's keeping you from making it happen is fear. What you afraid of? The worst thing that can happen to you is that you fail. How were we? 15,000 feet. Craziest thing it was. I promise. 15,000 feet, and that they have another level that you can do. The highest they go is 18,000, and you have to pay a little bit extra to do that. And I think I'm gonna go get the extra 3,000. Because here's the other thing about fear. Anytime you conquer something that you thought you couldn't conquer, you know what it does? It makes you hungry for more. This is why I can't go back to scrub jobs. I can't go back to scrub relationships. I can't go back to scrub connections. Why? Because I've experienced some great stuff. And when you've experienced great stuff, baby, it's hard to go backwards. I wish I had just a single person on this live that's making sense. Now, my mama won't for this business. I had to call my mama when it was over and be like, Mama, this is what I did, because she would have tried to talk me out of it. But you get what I'm saying? The only thing that's separating many of us from doing great things is fear. But if you've ever had a taste of overcoming something, it's hard to go back, which is why I don't understand how some of y'all date 10s and then go start dating 6s. Let me just close my book because y'all don't want this word. See, I don't understand how you've been dating 10s, and then when it don't work out with the 10, instead of you trying to make that work or figure out how you can make it work, you settle and go get a 6 or a 5 just so you can have somebody. Baby, you're not winning. You settling. A 6 will never be a 10. I ain't got no help on this live tonight. I don't care. A 6 will never be a 10 on no good day. I don't care how you dress them up. I don't care how you dress her up. I don't care how many 22 pieces you put on her head. A 6 will never be a 10. Ever. Ladies, I don't care. You can take them to TJ Maxx, Ross. Take them wherever you're going to take them. Dress them up. You can put some red bottoms on his feet. Baby, if he a 5, he'll never be a 10. And people settle and call that a win. And you're not winning. Under no circumstances are you winning. You're not winning. All right? Now, second thing I want you to remember about fear. They on Instagram talking about they'll never skydive again. I am. In fact, the next time I want to do it, I want about 5 or 6 of y'all to do it with me. Let's just do a group jump. They can take up to 13 people. Let's just do a big group jump. Y'all scared? Come on. Some of y'all that ain't from here, catch a flight to Charlotte. We can meet. About 13 of us. And I think it'll make a heck of an Instagram picture. My insurance was paid up in case that parachute didn't work. But I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't going to die right then. Come on. I see some people saying I'm in. Now, I don't know if they say, I think Nick just be talking. Nick ain't going to do it. Elder Misty, I believe, would do it. I believe Elder Misty would do it. Come on, let's do it then. Look, I'm telling y'all, we can set the date and make this happen if y'all serious. Because Pastor going to do it again. I'm going to get on that. Yes, look, and mama talking about some, don't do it, y'all. Y'all don't listen to my mama. Just ignore my mama. All right? But we're going to do it. Because I'm telling you, man, if you've ever overcome something that you were afraid of, then you have no fear of doing it again. That's why your past ain't scared of nothing. I have overcome stuff that have killed most people, that have destroyed most people, that have sent most people to crazy houses. Let me tell you something. Mr. Gullo said the parachute ain't gonna hold them. Yeah. Y'all, I got some comedians on this line. Mr. Gullo said the parachute ain't gonna hold him. He ain't gonna jump out. I'm telling you, if you ever overcome it, you can overcome anything. All right. Listen, second thing I want you to remember about fear. I got to hurry up. I'm wasting time. Second thing I want you to remember about fear, because I don't want to turn this into a series, but we may do David and Goliath Sunday. Okay. For those of you that really want that word, I'm really kind of feeling led there. Brother Jay saying he don't do heights, but I'm telling you, Brother Jay, you got to get on it, man. It will change. Skydiving will change your life. I'm a fan. I'm thinking about getting my license so I can jump on my own. I ain't kidding you. Like, it's like that. All right. Second thing I want you to remember about fear is this. The things we fear the most, we kind of jumped into this a little bit. The things we fear the most are most often things that carry the greatest blessing. The things we fear the most are most often things that carry the greatest blessings. I'm an adrenaline junkie too. Man, I got off that plane. I was ready to do it again. The things we fear the most are most often things that carry the greatest blessing. The things we fear the most are often things that carry the greatest blessings. Let me tell you something. When you really want to be happy, when you really want to be fulfilled, when you really want to be blessed, when you really want to walk in your calling, then you understand the opinions of people don't matter, circumstances don't matter, odds don't matter. I was telling some of my team members at work last week, you got this very serious project that we're dealing with, this major grant that we're dealing with. We got some odds stacked against them. And I told them, I said, y'all, I don't know why God made me this way. The odds are really stacked, but I'm like really turned on right now. Like I'm ready to work. It's something about the odds being stacked against you when you've ever overcome tough things in your life. And see, this is how I know many of you should really be pursuing the things that you are afraid of. Because think about it this way. If you look over your life and think about everything you have already had to overcome, for most of us, what's ahead of us can't be nearly as scary as the things that are behind us. Have you asked yourself that question? Have you looked at your life and said, I've got these scary things in front of me, these things that are fearful in front of me, but these are the things in my past that I've overcome. And if I've overcome these things in my past and they were really bad, how bad can this stuff be? How bad can this job change be? How bad can this relationship that I want to pursue be? How bad can this business that I want to start? Like how bad can it be? I overcame poverty. I overcame abuse. I overcame abandonment. Y'all not listening to me. When you look at your life in the grand scheme of life, you don't want to let things in your future keep you from pursuing them when you think about the rough things you've already overcome in your past. And so that's the way I want you to approach fear going forward, because oftentimes the things we have overcome in our past are really a reminder that the stuff we facing now ain't that big a deal. I've chronicled this on my personal YouTube. Some of you may have seen it. I talk a lot to my coaching clients about especially my executives. I have coaching clients that are executives, that are entrepreneurs, that run businesses. And these are coaching clients, paid clients that I work with on a monthly basis. And one of the things that I talk to them a lot about is their morning regimen. And part of my morning regimen, you all know I'm up at 4:15, 4:30 every morning. But a huge part of my morning regimen, besides working out, besides meditation, is taking a cold shower. Now, the weather's changing outside. We're in October. So the showers in the morning are getting colder. But I take a cold shower. My first shower every day is a cold shower. And here's the psychology behind it. The psychology behind it is this. There ain't nothing I can face in my day that's worse than that cold shower. I'm talking about you didn't sweat it, worked out, sweat it for 40, 45 minutes. You meditated and come to a place of calm for about 30 to 40 minutes. And then you go jump in a cold shower. Let me tell you something. There ain't nothing that can happen to me that day, any day. And I'm talking last week, y'all know it. I had some rough day. Giselle had COVID, Forrest quarantine, all this stuff. I was working, sick kid, teaching another kid, doing work on her every three. I mean, it was chaos. But let me tell you something. None of that compared to that cold shower I took. None of it. And that cold shower really resets and helps you to understand the power and the impact of overcoming fear. Now, I'll admit, if you've never taken a cold shower early in the morning, I'll admit, when you first get in there, the water's going to be running. You're going to be standing there like, do I really want to do this? It's no different than jumping out of a plane. Do I really want to do this? And sometimes you have to just immerse yourself in the water. Now, I'm going to probably do a YouTube video on my personal YouTube about the personalities of people in cold water. Because I know, total nerd stuff. Y'all bear with me. I'm a nerd. I can't help it. But I've really been thinking a lot lately. You can really tell a lot about a person's personality by how they approach fearful things, like jumping in a cold pool, right? Think about it. When you go to a swimming pool and it's summertime and you're in a humid place like in Arizona or Vegas or something like that, and it's burning up outside, normally those pools are really cold. They have to be because it's burning up outside. Like you're not going to go to a humid city and get in a hot pool. Like it just doesn't work. Those pools are really cold. But notice when people get in the pool, you normally have people who get in normally one or two ways. You have a person who gets in, they get in, toe at a time, body part at a time. They play with it in and out. They'll put one leg in, they stand there, put the other leg in there, stand there. They go down a step, stand there. They go down another step, stand there. They do it body part by body part, right? You have that kind of person. And then you may also have another kind of person who gets in there who just runs and jumps in. Pastor's the run and jump in guy. Ain't no need of wasting time getting in there body part by body part. Ain't no time, ain't no need to just stand there freezing because I've got the mentality. It's scary, but let me get the fear over with. Can I help y'all? Here's a word. If you want to overcome fear in your life, learn how to get it over with. Are y'all listening? Somebody needs to record this. If you want to overcome fear in your life, learn how to get it over with. Get it over with. That's a whole word. Get it over with. Stop playing with the water. Stop playing with the business decision. Stop playing with the career move. Stop playing with the relationship change. Stop playing with the relationship you really want, the friendships you really want to be connected to. Stop playing with this stuff and just do it and get the backlash and get the talk and get the fear over. Get it over with. Some of us, we just put in a leg one at a time. Oh, y'all just bear. I'll get in there in a minute. Y'all give me a sec. Ain't nobody got time for all of that. And so we can tell a lot about your personality by how you get in the pool. Because I'm here to bet all of you that people that are on this call right now are watching the replay that are saying, Pastor, I'm struggling with fear. I bet you're also the same people who get in the pool one leg at a time. I bet you you're also people who get in the pool one leg at a time, one limb at a time. You're the same people. I guarantee it, because the psychology makes sense. So get it over with. Get it over with. I see Sister Ashley, she said, run and jump in there. That's right. Like, don't play around. Approach your life the same way. Pastor, somebody hit me up other week, said, Pastor, man, you've been jumping out of planes, doing all this traveling, doing all this crazy stuff. What's wrong? What's gotten into you? Ain't nothing gotten into me. I'm in a season of my life called Get It Over With. And it's a powerful season to be in. When you're in a season called Get It Over With, understand there's nothing that makes you afraid. You ain't scared of nothing. And because you're not scared of anything, yeah, you might have some bouts with fear. Fear is normal. Fear is normal. But you do not let fear cause you to be paralyzed to the point where you don't go after life. You don't go after your dreams. You don't go after your vision. You don't go after the promises that you have that you know are designed for your life. All right. Now, let me give you 3 practical verses on how to address fear. And then I'm going to give you the third thing and I'm done. I got to hurry up. 3 practical verses on how to address fear. Here they are. Record this. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. Okay. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. Psalms chapter 34, verse 4. Psalms chapter 34, verse 4. Again, these are practical verses on how we can address fear. Psalms 34, verse 4. And then the third one I want to give you is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. This is the one that where the writer says, casting all your cares or anxieties or fears or worries or concern, casting all of your cares on God. Why? Because he cares for you. It's an easy way to address fear. You want to get rid of fear, don't carry it. Give it to God. This is going to sound deep to some of y'all, but when I was in that plane 15,000 feet in the air and my ears were popping and that window door opened and there was no way backwards, at that point, I said, God, I've lived a great life. I lived a great life. And I trust you to know that this is not the last thing I will do in my life. And I appreciate everything you've done for me. He scooted me to the edge of that plane, tapped, and he said, he screamed in my ear, you ready? I said, yes, sir. He said, when I tap you, let's roll. He told me that on the ground. He said, when I tap you on your shoulder, we're going to go. He hit that shoulder, pushed me. That's what it was. Because at that point, ain't no need to worry about nothing. Sometimes the easiest way to go with fear is just to give it to the one that can control it all, who can manage it all. Ain't no need of crying and whining and worrying over it. Give it to God and go do what you want to do. Give it to God and go do what you've been designed to do. I gave it to him. I jumped out the plane. That simple. I gave it to him. I started the business. I gave it to him. I went back and got the degree. I gave it to him. I started the relationships. I started the friendships. I gave it to him. I made these significant changes. You make these significant changes in your life. Give it to him. Give the fear to him. Give the worry to him. Give the anxiety to him, and go do your thing. It's that simple. It's that simple. If you want to get over fear, give it over to God, and just get it over with. Get it over with, y'all. Are y'all listening to me? Is this making sense at all? All right. Here's the third thing I want you to remember about fear, and I'm done. Third practical thing I want you to remember about fear. Come on, tag somebody quickly if you have not already. Tell them to tune in. They got 7-8 more minutes to catch this. The third thing that I want you to remember about fear is this. Third practical thing I want you to remember about fear is this. You ready? Fear is always an illusion of the future. Fear is always an illusion of the future. Fear is always an illusion of the future. Fear is always an illusion. Yeah, everybody in the streets tonight. Our numbers low tonight. Y'all running the streets. Fear is always an illusion of the future. What do you mean an illusion of the future? Fear is designed to get you to see your future in the wrong way. Fear is designed to get you to see what's ahead the wrong way. Fear will have you on that plane thinking this is it. That's what fear does. Fear will have you sitting on the edge of the plane before you jump out saying, I'm gonna tear this ground up and that's gonna be it. Think about your funeral, how you're gonna have 3 sections of your funeral. Y'all remember that message? Not that message, that live. 3 sections of it. I'm thinking about all of this. That's what fear does. And I'm like, wait a minute. No. Give it to God. Fear is designed to make you see your future the wrong way. You got to be careful with that because anything that is an illusion is not real. And a huge part of this illusion, honestly, is this thing called isolation. I ain't got time to deal with this, but notice if you look at that flyer, If you looked at that flyer of tonight's life study, you'll notice I wasn't the only person jumping out the plane. And this is a whole word, okay? I might just do a whole just sermon on just the skydiving thing, because you best believe by the time I hit that ground, I had 15 words ready. Okay. But one of them that was powerful is I wasn't jumping out the plane. When I was going skydiving, when I was deciding I want to go skydiving for the first time, I thought I was going to be jumping alone. I didn't know anything about skydiving. I thought you jump out the plane by yourself. They teach you what to do. You pull your own parachute and go from there. Until I had to learn that you have to jump in tandem. If you have no experience, you have to jump with somebody until you get experience. And it is designed, tandem jumping is designed to teach you a valuable lesson, that you're not falling out the plane by yourself. Where Chris Morton when I need him. This is a whole word, because some of you are going through things and the devil really has you so afraid that you think you're going to have to deal with it by yourself. And you don't even realize that if you would just not allow fear to paralyze you, you're going to find out that when you make some decisions and make some choices and don't allow fear to paralyze you, you're going to find this out. There are more for you than there are against you. There are more for you. There are more things working for you than there are against you. Are y'all listening to me? So don't let fear paralyze you. Don't let the illusion of fear cause you to see your future differently, because fear will always want you to think you're alone. Fear will always want you to think you by yourself. Fear will want you to think you got to deal with the repercussions by yourself. Fear will make you think that you got to deal with the outcome by yourself. Fear will make you think that you got to deal with the backlash by yourself. No, you'd be surprised. There's a whole lot of people. There's a whole lot of spaces. There's a whole lot of pockets that are for you, that are rooting for you to win. They just waiting on you to make the decision. You're not alone. It's rare when you got to deal with anything by yourself. That's anything in life. I don't care what it's rare when you got to deal with anything by yourself. It can even be sickness that your body physically is dealing with, but you'd be surprised at how many people are going to be there with you every step of the way. You're rarely alone. In fact, I can say definitively that you're never alone. I ain't trying to be deep, but let's just call it what it is. You're never alone, because God's always with you. And at the end of the day, when you can't see physical help, you know he's always there. So never let the illusion of fear cause you to stay stuck on the sideline and cause you to stay stuck and miss the very thing, the very experience, the very promise, the very miracle, the very thing that you've been hoping for. Don't let fear cause you to miss those things because you're worried about the what ifs, or you're allowing fear to paint bad pictures or negative images in your mind. Here's how you can overcome fear. 3 verses, real quickly. Boy, they preaching, y'all teaching on Instagram tonight. I love it. Instagram is on fire tonight. Thank you so much. 3 verses to overcome fear. I want you to record this. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. 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 Very common verse. We all know that verse. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. Right? So the antithesis of what God has given us is not fear, but he's given us love. Love is one of the greatest tools to overcome fear. Power, one of the greatest tools to overcome fear, right? Not weakness. You can't overcome fear in weakness. You got to be strong. You got to toughen up. And a sound mind, i.e. clear thinking. One of the easiest and most underrated ways to overcome fear is clear thinking, which is why meditation is very important. Daily meditation and calming your mind is very important, because if you don't calm your mind every day, you'll be dealing with crazy situations with a hectic mind and you won't be able to overcome them. Right? So a calm mind goes a long way. Right? So 2 Timothy verse 1, chapter 1, verse 7, Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, and Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6. 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6. Okay. 3 very powerful scriptures that help us learn to overcome fear. Okay. These are powerful verses. I want you to remember all of these verses as you're reading and as you're studying this week. I want you to remember these verses because these are practical ways combined with these are practical verses combined with these practical ways that we can overcome fear. This bless anybody tonight? I told you it was going to be practical. I told y'all, like, it gets no more practical than what we get here on Tuesday nights. It gets no more practical than what we get here on Sundays. Did this bless anybody at all? Some of you need to tag some people and tell them to go back and watch this replay because this is a powerful message and was a very powerful message. You need to tag somebody, tell them to tune in because this was a very powerful message on fear and how to overcome fear in very practical ways. Listen, I got 4 minutes. I got to pray for y'all. We're going to sow a seed. We're going to get off the line. You got a prayer request? You have 30 seconds right now to type your prayer request in the comments. Guys, I'm sorry. That's how we got corrected in church. Y'all remember? Some of y'all wouldn't even know this. My daddy was a pastor. My daddy would stop preaching and be like, well, first of all, he had to say nothing else. He would just look at us. They ain't even making all of this noise. I can't concentrate. And now I really feel like my granddaddy because I didn't stop the whole message to say, guys, email your prayer requests. Email your prayer requests. info@rehabcc.org. I know. info@rehabcc.org. Email your prayer request. You have 30 seconds. Email your prayer request, subject line prayer request, or type your prayer request in the comments right now. Quickly. Every morning, 4:15. 4:30. I'm dead too. I'm an old man, officially. An old man. Type your prayer request in the comments right now. Email your prayer request. I want to pray for you. I want to pray for your situation. I want to pray for your circumstance. I want to pray for whatever it is that you're dealing with. I want you to know that the effectual, fervent prayer of the righteous availeth much. I'm praying for you every single morning this week. I'm going to be praying for you. If you've got a prayer request, type it in the comments now. You got 20 seconds, y'all. You got 20 seconds. I've run over. I didn't mean to, but this was another very powerful message. And I'm sorry, not sorry. This was a good message. And I really appreciate you tuning in. Come on. You got a prayer request? Type it quickly. You got 15 seconds. Type in your prayer request. If it's too personal, you can email your prayer request to info@rehabcc.org. That's info@rehabcc.org. Subject line prayer request. And that will come routed to me. And we'd be happy to read your prayer request and pray over your request all week long. I'm seeing them start to come in very good. Seeing them start to come in. I want to pray with you really quickly before you go. I want to pray for, yes, absolutely. Elder Missy, sorry to hear about the loss. Wow, grandson and father murdered. Just terrible situation. They're praying for you, praying for happiness, joy, positivity, business, school, everyone around me to win. Praying for all of these things. Covering kids in school. Praying for you, Sister Ashley, in math class. I've been there, done that. I don't ever want to see another statistics class a day in my life. I'm praying for all of you. Thank you so much for praying for me, my family. I really appreciate that so much. Let's pray, y'all. Connect your hands. Clasp your hands like this as a sign symbol of faith. Let's touch and agree right now really quickly. Can we do that? Let's pray. Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, I thank you tonight for your word. Thank you for this time of gathering. Thank you for this time of sharing you've given us. Thank you for this practical revelation on fear and practical ways we can overcome fear. I pray now, God, that something was said, something was taught, something was illustrated tonight that has encouraged somebody to overcome the things that they are afraid of, that they are scared of. Help them to realize that the only thing keeping most of us from experiencing the greatness in our lives is overcoming our fears, overcoming our scaredness and our worrying and our doubts and our anxieties. Give us, God, the strength, the peace, the love, the strength, the sound mind to overcome fear so that we can become everything you've designed us to be in every area of our lives. We don't want to just be successful spiritually. We want to overcome fear in our business. We want to overcome fear in our careers. We want to overcome fear in our relationships and desired relationships. We want to overcome fear in everything concerning us so that we can be everything you've designed us, called us to be, and more. God, we pray this prayer, and not only that, for every prayer request that's been typed on this line, every prayer request that's been added to the replay, every prayer request that's been emailed to our inbox, We lift those prayers up to you right now. We ask, God, that you would answer those prayers, that you would make ways as only you can. Answer the prayers of your people as only you can. And God, we will praise you in advance for a week that is filled with wins, victory, miracles, overflows, blessings for your people as only you can. God, will continue to give your name glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. Listen, I want you to type it in the comments right now. It is so. It is so. Quickly. It is so. Every time you say amen, you are simply saying it is so. I want you to type it in the comments right now. If you prayed that prayer of faith with me, I want you to type it in the comments right now. It is so. It is so. God's answering your prayers. God's making a way for you. God's meeting a need for you. He is redesigning some things in your life. And I want you to be encouraged to know it. It is so. Come on, quickly. It is so. It is so. It is so. God's answering your prayers. And man, I'm so excited about it. I'm just excited. I'm excited to know that God's doing that in a very special way. Quickly, y'all, 30 seconds. I want to challenge you to sow a seed tonight. This message, this ministry, if this broadcast was exactly what you needed, I want to challenge you to sow a seed tonight. Sow your offering tonight. Give your tithes tonight. Sow a seed tonight. I promise you, God will bless you in a tremendous way. I want to say thank you for all of you that continue to be supportive, even in this format, that have already expressed so much great support in our future format. We're excited about the future and what's going to happen here. And I'm just grateful for all of you. Listen, I'm going to challenge you to sow a seed tonight. You can give 3 ways via Cash App, $, REHABCCGIVE. That's $, REHABCCGIVE. You can give through our website by visiting www.rehabcc.org. and choose online giving. That's www.rehabcc.org and choose online giving. Or you can text REHABWORKS. Text REHABWORKS to 88202. That's REHABWORKS to 88202. And right to your cell phone, you'll get a prompt. Click on the link. You can give right from your cell phone without even leaving your cell phone, and do it that way. Again, 3 ways you can give. Cash App, $, REHABCCGIVE, website, www.rehabcc.org, not subject line, and choose online giving. Or you can text REHABWORKS to 88202. Text REHABWORKS to 88202. And you can give either one of those 3 ways, and we know God's going to bless you. How? Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. He's going to send somebody to be a blessing to you as only he can. I'm a living witness of that. I want to challenge you to give tonight. And remember, God, if this message has blessed you. Listen, y'all, like this video, share this video. Make sure you share. I need everybody that tuned in or watching the replay to tag 5 people and tell them to tune in tonight. Go back and watch this video and then make plans to meet me this Sunday, 9:08 a.m. for a powerful message. We're going to dive into this David and Goliath thing. Let's dive into this and take this a step further. I think it's going to be a powerful message. But like this video, share this video with your friends, family, and then make plans to meet me this Sunday, 9:08 a.m. sharp, right here at the Rehab Christian Center. Listen, y'all, I love y'all. I'm praying for y'all. I'm rooting for y'all. Want you to have a fantastic week. Continue to pray for me, and we will see you on next time. All right. Love you guys. Praying for you. Peace and blessings.
For watching the Rehab Christian Center live experience. If this broadcast has been a blessing to you and you would like to be a blessing to our leader, Dr. Zeb Talley III, you can sow a seed into his ministry by Cash App at $Pastor ZT3. It is our prayer that this message of hope encourage, enlighten, and empower you to be better. Please tune in Sunday at 9:08 a.m. for our Sunday morning experience. And as always, be blessed and have a wonderful week.